All right, for our left side high thrust, right, because we're thrusting into their left side. Step one is that outward sweep. And again on that outward sweep, we're going to use our palm up. We're going to revisit that palm up grab this way, right? Using that palm up, again, we're going to use both, like we did last time, swinging it down and hitting through his leg, right? But instead of bringing it back to disarm it, this time, once you hit down through his leg, this hand's going to turn, and I'm going to use the puño side. We'll have turned his wrist upside down, right? The stick will be pointing down to the ground as you hold his wrist. And we're going to disarm, a lot like we do the strips this way, but it'll be on a horizontal this time. Instead of stripping down to the floor like we've done the last 2 times we've used that stripping idea, you'll be stripping horizontally this way, right? So to let you see what it's doing, Peyton, if you'll come in and give me the attack on this one, I'll have you stand that side there. And you're hitting downward with the angle 2. So come a little bit, yeah, right about there. Boom, right? And I'm stopping him here. But I want to grab, again, with that palm up, right? Palm up grab as he blocks, or as I hit and I block. Again, I use both hands coming down. I'm going to hit through his leg. Boom. Instead of coming back with a disarm, which of course you can do, but I'm going to turn this one here as I pass through. Turn my stick horizontal. And I'm going to come under, meeting with like a hammer fist again, with his wrist, and punch through that way. Disarm, and you could be hitting him at the same time. Disarm and hitting him with the puño as you punch through that way. We'll switch sides. Facing the other way. Peyton does the same thing. He gets downward, I block here, right? Palm up grab. I hit through his leg. I turn this, so I'm going to keep contact until I get it past his leg. Then I let my own stick turn, so I can use the puño side, and I'm hitting into his hand, thrusting and pulling his wrist at the same time. Boom, all the way through, that way. And of course, from here, you're set up for all kinds of other fun stuff once you've stripped him. All right, for our left side high thrust, right? Step 1, we have our outward sweep. We stab. Step 3 is that downward wing, right? So this is the one we're going to see our next disarm. When we had the inward wing, we reached in most recently and grabbed his wrist, right? And we did that fun trick where we get the thumb on the back of the hand and we did an inward wrist lock as we step back. That's because we're on the inside of his arm. And this time we'll be on the outside of his arm, facing his arm. So as we sweep this time, it's going to set us up to roll. You're going to have to step forward. We'll step back, and it will be an outward wrist lock this time. Setting it up similar but different. I think it'll flow a little easier, honestly. So as this blocks down here, again, my thumb separates so that I can slip it in behind his hand. I step in with the left and I join the other side. So I'm again grabbing the stick and pushing the hand over the stick. But instead of turning him this way, we're going to turn him this way, like he's hitchhiking, right? So once we have it set, I'll step back. And when I step back, that's going to set the outward wrist lock. There, pin him up, right? So Aiden, you want to try this one? You got to do our inward, he can do our outward. Our outward wrist lock, be our outward wrist lock guy. All right, so you're here. I think that'll be the best angle to see it at. And your attack on this one is you're doing this upward diagonal, right? He's hitting under my arm up that way. Yeah, that's what he's attacking with. I'm receiving it or intercepting it with that downward sweep here. That's what's happening. So from here, I'm going to step forward, and this hand just turns and grabs, right? Makes that part pretty easy. The other hand, then, I'm going to grab my fingers to it, coming on the inside, thumbs on the back. It's a much easier transition, honestly. When I step back, I have an outward wrist lock, right? And again, using my own stick to fold it. So he's attacking wing here. This hand now is going to start the manipulation. I can even start the wrist lock on its own and then add this guy if I wanted to, right? I don't want to wait that long though. As soon as I start to turn this, I'm going to slip this one in and grab with the other hand. The faster you can start inserting your stick into fold, the better. And then as I turn, boom, you can throw them down with that outward wrist lock. Let's face the other way. So he's cutting up, I block him out this way. Coming over, my fingers are reaching over to his thumb, this thumb side of his hand, and I'm just simply turning it this way, right? That's all that hand's doing, turning it that way. And as it turns that way, the other one slips in here so that the thumb comes on the back of his hands. My other fingers can grip around, and then as I turn, I've got him folded around my stick in order to throw him down, right? All right, so I'm coming in here, turning this, and as I turn this, this one is coming around. It's gonna fit into that space, right? I want this hand to fit into that space. Meanwhile, this one is turning it, bringing that space to the opposite hand. So as they work together, as this one turns him this way, that space I want to get to comes to the other hand much faster, sorry. Yeah, okay. Comes up this way here, and my fingers come around the stick that way. So my fingers again are grabbing the stick. My thumbs are pushing his wrist around the stick here, locking it that way. And then I'm turning to my left, and that sets the lock that way. You want to be able to face the left. If your other foot's forward, that'll be all twisted. That's as far as I can go. But if I just switch my feet, I can keep turning, right? And that's going to take him down there. So that's the setup. It'll be easier than the other one. All right, so for our left side, high thrust, the last position that we have, step 5, is that inward sweep, is when you're stopping as they're doing that thrust. We're blocking it, right? And because it's a thrust, it sets up a unique position here rather than a strike where the tip is still coming in at you. So we are going to be in a position to be able to grab that tip pretty easily, right? As you block it, because that's what's coming at you, we can grab the tip. We're going to hold that tip. This is how we vine with this one. And we're going to actually slide the stick we're holding down to their hand. We're going to drop it down. We're going to do a big turn. Taking the stick in the hand this way, come up, and then step back and do a double downward block this way. And that will end up with you having both sticks. This is the vine. So we inward sweep this way. I grab. My stick is already on the side. It doesn't have to switch which side of his hand it's on. We just slide it to the hand. You're actually kind of hitting the hand here, but we slide down the stick to hit the hand. We bring it down as I step, then step back, and we use this double downward block to strip it out. Peyton, you want to show on the thrust what that would look like? I'll have you again facing this way as you're thrusting to the chest here. So this is doing an inward thrust. It's coming in on a circle. Yeah, thrusting around, and I'm having to block this way. I'm grabbing here. I slide. Boom. Right down. Hit his hand. That's all I'm doing here. From here, it's going to circle. I take both of them, and I'm turning this. Twisting the stick I'm holding. Here is a hit, and guiding his hand down. I step. I turn. And as I drop it back, I want to come back behind him and slide it free that way. So when it'll strip and you'll be behind him when you have it. So again, as he thrusts here, boom, I'm blocking, grabbing the stick, boom, sliding here, right? Sorry, step this way. Step the wrong way. Step the right foot, the front foot. That's easier anyway, right? I lift your hand up, I turn and down. That made a lot more sense. Don't turn the wrong direction like I just did. Here, block, catch, slide to the hand. I want to go under this hole, right? We've created this big old hole right there. So keep that hand high as you thrust. Boom, right? Block and hit. I want to go through that hole. So I step and lift up on his hand as I step with the right foot, slide the left foot back, and as it comes down, this becomes a lever to help break the other stick free as it comes out. Let's switch sides. Facing the other way. He's doing this high inward thrust. We're blocking here, right? Catching the tip, I hit the hand. I'm going to come that direction. Step outside his foot, lifting it up. I'm going to slip under his arm, and as I come back, look, my own stick here gets caught on him, so I can pull it out. And then I've got both sticks, and I'm behind him, right? It's a great place to end up for this. All right, so we block, grab, hit. I want to come that direction. So I lift this up, step under here, come back, and I like to give a little bit of real estate here to get caught on him as I pull this one, boom, right out of his hand. Then I have both that way. It comes free. Good. Watching that, let's do a 180. You go here. And as he thrusts, boom, I'm blocking here, right? Hitting that hand. I'm gonna go that direction. I step, lifting it high to come under his arm. And as I draw this back behind him, I want his hand to come back behind him, but it's gonna get caught on this stick. Boom, and it pulls it free. And then I have both sticks that way. And that's how you vine